Shalom, family. I hope everybody's doing well. It's good to see you.
Ooh.
We have something to tell y'all.
Can they hear our voice?
Can y'all hear us? Give me a 1 if you can hear both of us. Can you hear me? Give me a 1 if you can hear us. Shalom, family. Give me a 1 if you can hear us.
Hello, testing. Can you hear my voice?
There it is. Yeah, they can hear us.
They can hear both of us?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, y'all. The reason why I brought y'all here, and I know I didn't give a lot of notice, is True Royal and I both have COVID. Okay, we both have COVID. My son also has COVID. Delbert, True Royal's son, also had COVID. So, we just wanted to inform you of what was going on. Mm-hmm. I actually think I caught it last week, but I did not feel the symptoms of it until this week. Well, Ellie Nee, let me tell you something. Last night I sat up and there was a story, and you could probably find the story on NewJersey.com. It said, so far in this state, 50 fully jabbed people died. 50. Mm-hmm. And the month ain't even over. So when you say, didn't you get the vaccine? What do you mean by that? Because it sure didn't save their lives.
Yeah, and you must be new. You must be new to our channels, because most of the people, I'm not saying all, but most of the people that support our channels don't get the jab.
Right.
We don't get the jab, and we heavily take supplements, and this is what we want to get deeper into. I have done a video about what's in those vaccines. That stuff is killing folks every day. I mean, people are getting
45,000.
Yeah, that people are getting, like, I think the Johnson & Johnson, that's the one people are getting blood clots.
Yeah, they took that off the market.
And the reason why we wanted to get deeper into talking about coronavirus and stuff is that taking the supplements don't mean that you won't get it. But one thing that I was saying to Lisa, I can tell in my body, if I was not taking supplements faithfully, I would be very, very sick.
Mm-hmm. And so let me tell y'all exactly what I've been going through over the last couple of days. Mine started out as a sore throat. And I'm not talking about painful, more like a scratchy throat. And then I started feeling some of the body aches. Now, and I was telling True Royal on the phone, I didn't really feel the body aches until I had to go up and down the steps. And that's when I felt it the most. Mm-hmm. I had also the sleepless nights, and I know that's part of it. Mm-hmm. But overall, I'm mild compared to what I have seen, other people with it.
Yes.
I'm grateful to our Heavenly Father for that, because he sure have spared me, but I'm not out of the woods yet. Mm-hmm. I still have it. Right now, my symptoms, you know what my worst symptom is, Sheila E? My throat. I'm not even having the body aches today. Mm-hmm. I'm not even having that.
I've had it for 2 weeks. Now, my son had it, and he got dog sick. He had to go to a facility, and he's down in LA, and it's very bad in LA. Now, with my son, what he did was he was not taking the supplements like he consistently was taking. He it was some stuff he was going through. So whatever he was going through, He wasn't focusing on what I often say, we have to take care of our immediate situation.
Absolutely.
All right. And
Absolutely. And this is not the time to let your defenses down. And that's another thing we want to let you know.
yeah.
You
So
know,
whatever you're going through in your personal life, it shouldn't be so great where you're slacking on that. This one thing that this has taught me, you have to take care of yourself. Now, 2 weeks ago, I went to go get an MRI, and I was exposed to 3 nurses because I had on 2 masks and everything. And that was the only people I was exposed to. And then I was around my daughter and my granddaughter, and they're always around me. Lisa will tell you, I know I didn't get it from them, especially my grandbaby. My grandbaby is sick.
Right, which proves it's definitely airborne, y'all.
Yeah. And how much more contagious you said this was, Lisa?
It says, okay, this is what I was reading, because if I get any ailment, I'm always reading about it. I just do that automatically. It says that one person can transfer it to up to 9 people. One person can give it to 9. It's very highly contagious.
Yes. And to tell you how contagious it is, the facility that my son was at, when he went there, it was only 2 people there. By the end of the week, now this facility has 30 rooms. They put 2 people in a room. It was full to capacity, so that meant it was 60 people there less than a week down there in LA. And he also told me in some of the little towns down there in Southern California, they have shut it down.
Listen,
but they don't tell you that.
I live around the corner from a hospital. It's packed over there, y'all. It's packed. So if they're telling you, mainstream news is definitely, if anybody is misleading the world right now, it is this mainstream news in America. They are not telling you the truth. They're trying to make you believe only people with no vaccine are being targeted. What kind of virus have you ever heard just target a certain people, but somebody with a shot don't get targeted? Come on, it doesn't make what they're telling us every day don't make sense.
Yeah, but then you go and listen to what they're saying about the side effects of the vaccines. That's why I was saying whoever that person was, most of us over here, we not down with taking vaccines. Our Father put everything here on the planet to heal us.
Yes, he did. That's what I said.
And you just got to get your behind up and do the research. Even though we do a lot of the research, don't ever take anybody's word for it. Do your own research. But let me tell you my symptoms, since Lisa told y'all. It shows you how you can have different symptoms. I got a great deal of fatigue in my body, and I have like a up in my upper, like in my neck, in my upper chest. When I breathe, I can feel pain, and it's not extensive. Now, this is just a trip. When I'm walking, when I'm doing housework, I don't feel it at all. When I slow down and just sit there for a while, it's like the fatigue just come on me, and I can feel that. But long as I'm active and everything. Now, what I've been taking, if y'all want to know what I'm taking, y'all gonna have to email me, because they don't really want us giving out all the information.
Yeah, they don't want us to help each other.
They don't want us to help each other. But one thing that I can tell you, the stuff that I took last night, and most of the stuff that y'all putting up, we have the stuff that I took last night. I can say, for instance, like in about 5 minutes after I took one of the supplements, I could already feel the healing process. And a lot of it has to do with we not just taking supplements. We were taking supplements before coronavirus. In fact, that tea that we've been highly recommending, we were taking that probably a year before that time. So I know for a fact that if we wasn't taking what we need supposed to be taking, we would be dog sick. Now,
thank you, Tareen. Thank you so much for the super chat. I found out some very disturbing info about the Delta variant. Once it enters your system, it will briefly shut down your immune system. Yes. I'm going to tell you what happened to my son last night. In order to shut off antibodies to avoid fighting it off, so it can plant itself and do its thing. You're right. I'm going to tell y'all what happened to my son last night. He had quite a dramatic night. But the miraculous thing, y'all, he's sitting up in his room and he says nothing is bothering him. He just feels a little bit of pressure on one side of his head. But everything last night, he was throwing up. He was nauseated. He had a fever. And I didn't know how we were going to get through the night. He couldn't sleep. So what I did, True Royal had recommended a supplement for the stomach. I gave him that. He had to take 3. That took care of the nausea. And I gave him probiotics and plenty of fluid. And he went to sleep finally. When he woke up, everything he was feeling the day before, he's not feeling that now. He's not. And it's one of them things that creep right up on you. It just creeps right up on you.
Now, I had the throwing up. Since I had it in this last 2 weeks, I threw up 5 times. And I almost threw up last night, but I took what I had recommended for your son and stuff like that. So that's one of the symptoms. Now let me tell y'all the symptoms my oldest son had. My son sent me a picture of his bed, and that was 2 weeks ago. It looked like he had poured 2 gallons of water on his bed. He sweated.
A lot of sweating. Yeah,
he sweated that much. He said when me and him and Lisa talked, he said he had fever on the balls of his feet. And he was nauseated. But you notice, Lisa, when we were talking to him, he sounded like he had a cold.
Yeah. Now, my son does too. My son does too. You know, I had to give him a box of tissues. But the funny part is we both got it, but we got totally different symptoms. So, you know, I can tell you what I'm going through, but he had more symptoms than me. But, you know, they were saying because of his age, he'll probably bounce back from it real quickly. So since he's having a much better day, I just hope that continues on at least for the next few days.
That's what the doctor has said to Delbert, because of his youth. That he bounced back. But you know what blew me back was the very doctor was a female that was treating him. She said her fiance had died when that stuff first hit.
Yeah. I mean, look how it wiped out India. In fact, India was bragging about how they didn't hardly have COVID in the country, right? And then just a few months back, they got slammed. I was reading online, they lost over 4 million people within months. 4 million people. And someone said that's really an underestimate. It's way more than that. That's a lot of people just to lose within, a few weeks. No wonder why they couldn't keep up with everything.
And then the level of arrogance that they have. Now, Lord Maud, a person that gets it twice ain't taking care of themselves, because one thing, like me and my son, we had a deep conversation. One thing since the beginning stages of coronavirus, when it came out, one thing that I have learned, we got to take care of our health. We cannot depend on this government for shit.
No, let me just go in there with this. You may get it more than once, especially if it's a totally different variant from what you got right now. So it is possible, but if you just stay strong with your immunity, even if you get a little sick, you should be able to get through it.
Mm-hmm. And the person that was asking, did we get the vaccine? Also, we want to let you know that once you get coronavirus, you basically are vaccinated for at least 6 months.
And you got to go get those jabs over again, y'all. Every 6 months, you got to go back and get those jabs all over again. So what is it really doing?
Well, you remember what I was just saying, Lisa, about us having it. We got the real vaccine because the crap that they putting in there. I mean, okay, remember, like, there's a lot of people that's allergic to fish. They put a lot of crustaceans.
Yeah, I'm allergic. I can't have shellfish.
Yeah,
Terrain, you're right. Booster shots. You're right about that, Terrain.
And they're lying because my son went to emergency 4 times, and every time he went, it was jam-packed. My husband was in a car accident almost 2 months ago. He went to emergency 3 times. He couldn't even get in there. These emergency rooms been packed since that stuff hit. Ain't nothing changed.
Yeah. Thank Mike's Mila's John. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overlook your super chat. Matcha, green tea, chlorophyll. Yeah, I understand. We True Royal and I are really up on this stuff. But
yeah,
thank you.
We really appreciate it. Because
go ahead, True Royal.
I have a second refrigerator full of every supplement. And just to let y'all know a little bit about my background, my father in the late 70s till almost the 90s had a herbal shop. And I started working in that herbal shop at the age of 11 until somewhere in my mid 20s. So I do have some knowledge of supplements. And but when my father was living, the family took advantage of him because he knew the stuff off the top of his head. And thank goodness for the internet. I'd be up half the night studying stuff, or if it's something that I don't know or need help with, me and Lisa bounce off of each other. And then also our subscribers send us stuff too, and we greatly appreciate it. We all doing this thing together. Another thing, I know that things are stepping up. More and more people are reaching out to me for supplements because I do help some people that can't afford it. Most of the people that I'm helping have like 3 or 4 children at home, and they just simply can't afford it. And I'm taking donations, but how I looked at it was on my channel, all I'm asking for is $5 a month consistently, because you'd be amazed if you got 10 or 20 people sending you $5 a month. It covers a lot. These supplements are not extremely expensive, but when you, like I said, when you got a number, like I have 4 children, and I can remember when I was hitting it hard. If this was around with my 4 children, I would need help. So I will be making an announcement on my channel. I will be needing more people to help me with that, because I'm not sitting in it. Y'all, we are doing this thing together. And what I'm seeing is when that I want y'all to pay attention to something. There's something that I've been picking up on, how they talk to us on national news. They're using the word COVID less, and they're saying variants, these different variants that you can get. These variants are COVID.
Yeah, it's still COVID. I mean, I don't know why they're trying to make you believe it's something different. It's not something different. Yeah, it's just, these people, they're always, playing these semantics. Black Voltron Reloaded, thank you so much for the super chat. Supposedly these different variants are going to keep coming. Yes, they are. and I'm going to keep using my full spectrum supplements and refuse to get those dangerous experimental jabs. Yeah.
They're experimental. And like I said, when I was doing my research, I learned some things. I did not know it takes 8 to 20 years to so-called perfect a vaccine.
Right. And they did this shit in weeks.
And then think about this. The flu vaccine, they never perfected it. Every year they have to make another batch of flu vaccine.
Yes. And they don't get it right. On years that they don't get it right, a lot of people get the flu. Okay. And they're really guessing what strain is going to be around for the year, a year prior to even giving out those shots. And they get it wrong a lot. They do. And Antoine R. Irvin, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Queen Lisa C. Keep up the good work. I love your voice, Queen True Royal. Thanks to you both. Thank you.
Yeah, I've known people to get dog sick taking that flu vaccine.
Yes.
I've known that too.
So, we just wanted to fill y'all in on what was going on with both of us. And, look, at least now you'll get really good insight on what it's like and you can get prepared. Now, nobody can promise you that you won't get sick, but at least you should know, as long as you got some kind of good immunity there, you should be okay.
Yeah, you should be. Another thing I wanted to bring up that will really make you dog sick with this stuff. Stay away from refined sugars.
Yes, and no fried foods. When you got COVID, no fried foods, because that's going to only make it worse.
Yeah, you're making yourself even more and more sick with this stuff. And I could put one thing that my husband had fixed me. He fixed me a chicken soup, and he put a lot of fresh stuff in there. He put garlic. He put all the different colors of bell peppers and all of that, and then a lot of vegetables. And
let me just stop. Just another guy. I hope you're right. I don't want anybody to get it.
No, I don't.
You may have plans that you're not going to get it, but what happens, and your plans can be two different things. I'm just letting you know. And it don't pay to come over and try to make mockery of something. You don't know what's going to happen. None of us do. That's really arrogant of you to even write something like that.
Sure is. And it's not good to eat ice cream with COVID. You want to stay away from dairy products too as well. Some of this stuff, and I'm not trying to be funny, just do your own thinking. I mean, the shit ain't even good to even eat, period.
Right.
And stuff. That shouldn't be your main diet. See, here in America, people eat to satisfy their tongue. In these so-called third world countries, they eat their food is their medicine.
Yeah.
And that's something that the Nation of Islam do. They will go straight to your kitchen and start throwing shit away that you don't need. And so ice cream creates mucus. You want something sweet, eat you some fruit.
Yeah.
Make you a nice smoothie. Yeah, common sense. Yeah.
Backup trick 44. Thank you for the super sticker. Some of these went by so fast. Ann of Yah, thank you so much for the super sticker. Sean from the Chai, thank you for the super chat. Love seeing both my sisters on the mic. Much love to both of you. Much love to you too, sis.
Yeah, I wanted to
I got one more True Royal. D, thank you so much for the super chat. Not taking jab. I take 35 vitamins, herbs daily. In addition, I exercise, stay strong. We support you both. Thank you.
And that person that you're talking that just read, make sure you take that for 3 weeks and then you take a week off. That stuff will build up in your body and it'll poison your system.
Yeah.
It has to be
1 week off.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. And if there's other things, because I'm putting the link
and
in.
try to detox too.
Yeah, detox is
everybody needs to detox. You need to detox.
okay. I put the link in there where y'all have everything for me. But I wanted to add something that Lisa do know about. And if y'all want to know about this, y'all gonna have to get this behind the scenes. My husband was diabetic. The supplements that we are taking, my husband is not diabetic no more. He don't have no more high blood pressure. He don't have no more high cholesterol or anything like that. He don't have none of that. And if y'all want to know that information, you're gonna have to get that behind the scenes. But one thing that I like that he did, he was very consistent in taking those supplements. No more diabetes. And he has 3 children that are diabetics, and they do have weight issues. They don't believe us. And they don't believe us because they're college graduates. So I'm just letting y'all know that you'll get excited about this stuff and you'll start telling people. You're going to get more rejection than anything. Yeah, see, there's a person right there. This stuff is reversible and stuff, because my husband's one of his daughters, she is proud to be a diabetic and said it runs in the family. It don't run in the family. What runs in the family is bad eating. That's what runs in the family, in people's families.
And not only that, it's bad eating. And don't forget all the junk, unnecessary junk and preservatives they put in these foods. That has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, the Western diet.
Mm-hmm.
The American diet is absolutely horrible. And there's other milks that you can drink. Don't stay away from the soys. One of my favorite milks is the toasted almond milk. Oh, that stuff is so good. I like that. I mean, they got other ones out there, but that's something that I like drinking and stuff. Oh yeah, I know. It's still some of our folks out here still eating that damn pork. That pork is bad. So we're excited. About that, and just to let the men know that are diabetic or pre-diabetic, it will affect your erection. So if you want to know about that, I know what for y'all to take, and I know y'all don't want that effect. Yeah, so I just kind of throw that out there to kind of rub it in a little bit. That if you want to know what to take so that ain't affected, do that. Yeah. Oh, toasted almond milk is the bomb. I like it. Uh-oh, Lisa hit it. And everything. Black seed oil. You know, my son said the other day, my youngest son, he said black seed oil, the only thing black seed oil can't cure is death.
Yeah. Actually, that's all over the internet.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying nothing wrong with your yin yang. Good grief. I was saying that for a reason, as a motivator. Some of the men, I was not. Y'all funny.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that I'll be reading, because that's one more thing I wanted to say. One of my husband's friends that came over, he had just left an isolation center in Oakland, and he said that sucker is jam-packed. They got people on the floor and stuff. So,
but on the media, they're trying to act like hardly nobody's in these facilities, and it's way down and this and that. No.
No, that play. You know what? I was looking. My husband was watching the finals, the NBA finals the other day. That place was jam packed. How many people gonna leave out of there with Rona? And it's, listen to what Lisa said, how contagious it is this time. It's what you said. It's like 5 times or 6 times more contagious.
Mm-hmm.
This particular variant and everything. And like I said, you have, if y'all find any, like a lot of y'all do this, but if y'all find like in your local towns or these little articles and stuff like that, send that to us. Because these people out here lying.
Yeah. And somebody is writing, Lisa, how did you get infected? I have to tell you, it's airborne, because I was not around and people that had COVID. So wherever I got it from, it had to be airborne. I was not in contact with anyone with COVID. Okay. I did not make contact with anybody with COVID.
Yeah, you're right, Sheila. You're absolutely, absolutely right. You know, you got a lot of people that swear up and down by the vegan diet, but where you got to be careful at on a vegan diet is don't try to do that vegan diet out the top of your head. You got the internet, and all you got to do is ask the internet how to become a vegan. Because one thing that I have seen, and I've been around some so-called vegans, they're junkatarians. They eat a lot of sugar and stuff. And the reason why they do all of this is because their body is lacking certain.
Yeah, they're your closet junk eaters. Okay, that's what you are. You're closet junk eaters.
And
Natanya Judah 1971. This is for you, True Royal. I'm pre-diabetic, True Royal. I need that information. I haven't been getting any notifications from you, True Royal.
I haven't been doing any videos. I haven't did videos in 2 weeks. I couldn't focus because my oldest son was sick and I couldn't be there for him physically. And then I ended up not being well. And I often say on my channel, take care of your immediate situation. Because after I get off of here, I got to go lay down. I'm still fatigued. I think I'm pushing myself too much because I do go out and sun gaze. I haven't stopped taking my walks. And another thing, and Lisa had brought this up, and I know how I feel. Stay hydrated. I'm telling you, this stuff will dehydrate your ass quick.
It will. I think I am now up to about 80 ounces of water per day.
I'm drinking water.
That's what I'm doing.
I got a mason jar full of ice water.
And the thing is, I'm lowballing that because that's 80 ounces in water. I'm not even counting what tea I drink. And usually when I have tea, I have it in a 32-ounce jar. So I'm having way more than that 80 ounces. You know, I'm going way beyond that.
Well, you know, I woke up last night, Lisa, and felt dehydrated. And I had drunk the tea, I had drunk the water, I had a little bit of juice, but that was my main 2 drinks. And I was like, damn. And yeah, you're right, Hood Mistress. Drink the alkaline water. Another thing
that's what I love. I love me some alkaline water.
And I highly recommend that Lisa had got on me about buy copper cups, straws, and everything where you're getting that copper and stuff. And that's another way that I've been able to get that copper in my grandbaby. She likes to drink out of a cup, so she's drinking out of a copper cup. So I'll pour the water in there and just let it sit. And get, you know, because it you know, when you got little ones, sometimes it's hard to get these supplements in them, and you got to find inventive ways to do it. But you know what? There's blessings in, believe it or not, in coronavirus. And one of those blessings that I see is more and more people our folks are being very diligent about taking care of themselves. You've got to take care of yourself. Oh, that's cool. You got the copper cups.
Yeah. In fact, I got some tea up here with me right now, and I got my copper straw in it. I got it with me.
You buy Boss
Lady. If you don't have colloidal copper, all you got to do is pour water into your copper cup and just let it sit in your refrigerator overnight. The copper from the cup will infuse into the water. So it's equivalent to colloidal copper. So, I mean, you know, especially if you're in a situation where you just can't buy those things.
Boss Lady, they're not hard to find. They're on Amazon. Lisa has sent me a whole link to it. You can buy copper face linen, bed linen. They got a whole line of everything. Go there, Boss Lady.
Yeah, you can get the copper infused sheets, pillowcases, blanket, everything for your bed.
Yes, you can.
Especially if you want to, if you have any concerns about your bedding, you can get the copper infused stuff.
Yeah. One thing, like I told my son, after he got out of the facility the other day, he went and washed all his bed linen. I told him to flip his bed, spray it down with Lysol, air out your room, and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. If anybody have it, flip your bed over, and all of that. And that Lysol kills coronavirus.
Yeah. Del Monte Green Beans, you said, thank you for the super chat. What can I do with eating properly as an over the road truck driver?
Oh, that's
It's
easy.
impossible to find anything healthy to eat.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. You're making it impossible. And the reason why I'm being firm on this, you go get you a miniature size cooler. You take yourself to the grocery store. You go get you fresh fruits and vegetables, and stop eating poison off of the road. That's all you got to do. It is not hard. We have to, like there was a space and time when we were travel, they wouldn't even serve us. So we were left no other choice but to prepare our own meals and bring them on the road. So that's exactly
Speaking
what
of that, speaking of that, if you're a trucker, then they got those little portable fridges that you can plug into your lighter, and it's a refrigerator that you can because we travel with that. If we want to travel and we're going to be on the road for a long period of time, we just plug that baby up into the lighter and put all of our foods and everything and drinks. That stuff, it works great. And I know you can get one for a truck. You can use your own refrigerator on the road.
Yeah, because all they serve, we've all traveled these roads, and it's astounding. I remember I went to like one of these big fancy gas stations. It was like in the middle of the damn desert. It had a McDonald's, a KFC, and a Taco Bell combined, and then next to it was a convenience store. It was full of junk. And then when you got up to the counter, they had like a little section with a couple of pieces of fruit.
Yeah.
And
you know why they feed you like that up in this society? Because they make money off of it. They make money off of you eating the terrible food. Then they make money off of you getting sick. And then even when you die, they make a boatload of money off of your death. So they don't care about us. They don't care about none of us.
Yeah. And you know what? Another thing you will experience when you stop eating junk food, or reducing, and stuff like that, and you start cutting back on your sugar, when you go in those type of places, they'll make you gag. I can't stand the smell of going in like one of them fast food joints and smelling that cooking oil. It ain't right. It just ain't right. Something that is, it's poison. You can literally smell that stuff. And even if you taste something, like my son was telling me, he don't take in a lot of sugar, and he tried to eat one cookie and he couldn't even eat it. It was too sweet.
Yeah, he didn't need it at that time
No,
anyway.
he didn't need it anyway.
Loveline, thank you so much for the super chat. Shalom to you too. Yeah, no, he didn't need that. That's why his body was not accepting it. He didn't need that.
No, he sure didn't. And another thing with truck drivers, a lot of truck drivers end up getting colon cancer because they're eating crap and they letting it sit on their gut and stuff. And then another thing, this is just for us in general traveling, when you go to an unquote rest stop, you don't supposed to rest at that stop. You go take yourself a brisk walk. You sitting for hours in the car. Walk, get circulated and everything. And even with this coronavirus, don't just sit there and waddle in it. Get your butt up and walk. I don't care how bad you feel. And that's what I've been doing. I've been making myself walk because I can tell it'll settle on you, and you can it'll just sit on you. It'll literally sit on you, and it's like it's setting up housekeeping. So you got to keep everything moving.
Yeah. So really what we're saying is, y'all, if you do get it, don't panic. Don't
No.
panic. If you just do, a lot of it is just common sense. And if you do that, you should be fine through this whole thing. But the key is, if you have slacked off of your supplements, this is not the time for you to do that. You need to jump back on it right away. You need to jump on it.
And we just need to keep reminding each other. And then pretty soon the winter gonna hit, and that flu season is gonna be coming around, and all of that. But anybody that's new to Lisa Cabrera or my channel, we don't take vaccines. We just don't. So you're on the wrong channel if you think that stuff is gonna work. You need to go do your own research. Don't take our word.
Stop listening to mainstream news, because I mean, if you're getting that from them, then you're definitely heading in the wrong direction. These folks don't. I mean, look, when have they have told the truth about anything historically? These folks lie about everything. They are the worst source to go to for anything, as far as I'm concerned.
So they lost 50 pounds using plant-based flours and sugars. I lost over 50 pounds myself. Probably lost a little bit more. Reducing my sugar intake.
Yeah, but if you've been slacking off, because I mean, people do that. You know, I'm not knocking you. I'm not going to drag you over it, but I'm just saying, if you have slacked off, this is the time to get back on it.
Yeah, and they're pumping fear in people again, because Lisa said it in the beginning. They're trying to make it like, if you don't have the vaccine, that you're gonna get this. All kind of people getting it. People with the vaccine, people without the vaccine.
50 dead in New Jersey, fully. Both got both jabs. They died. Okay, so they are so dishonest. You know what it is? They have propped the jab up to the point where it can do no wrong. Okay, that's the level they have propped it up to. And you know, nothing that comes in medicine is that foolproof. Come on, there is nothing that they got on this market that foolproof. Why would you believe it about this? You know, why would you believe them?
See, the thing is, the stuff that they offer in the medical field just mask and cover. We have to make it a way of life, taking these supplements, trying to do the best with our diet. I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I eat extremely perfect, but there's a lot of stuff that I just don't eat. Look at that. Like now, like, okay, KD said, what is this? Diabetes serve that fake meat and all that. That stuff is poison. I mean, what if they got some kind of mystery tuna out right now? They don't even recognize
Subway. I don't even like Subway. That is probably my least favorite place out there.
I call it shit.
Akanaki. Thank you for the super chat. Fear the black men, outer space near the sun. Yeah, you notice how these millionaires are now trying to go into space, and they don't do well in space, by the way.
So I got to repeat myself, so y'all know this. When Esau goes out, or any other race except us goes out of space for long durations, they lose bone density. They never gain it when they come back. They know, and because they examine them before they go, and they examine them when they come back. Now, this is what they hate about us. When we go out of space, we gain bone density and we get stronger. See, they don't belong here, and I'm gonna show you how they don't belong here. When they step out into the world, the sun see them and say foreign object and try to get rid of it. That's why their ass is always getting burnt up, because it's like having a magnifying glass. And you know, if you put something on a magnifying glass long enough, you can burn it up. They don't belong here. And I was listening to them because it was so it turned me off when they went up there the other day for a hot second. They didn't even go that far. They made an announcement talking about they're gonna be living on Mars.
Well, you can't pay attention to these damn people. They already messed up this planet. They ain't gonna go nowhere else and mess up another planet.
And then the thing is, see, they see water over there, but see, the other thing that they see over there that got their curiosity is they see pyramids. There's pyramids all over on Mars. They can't even hide it. So if there's pyramids on Mars, that means we there. We there. But they think that they're gonna go somewhere else and mess it up.
No.
Don't they because you know they are going into their captivity. Don't they gotta clean this place up?
1,000 years.
1,000 years. They got to clean
years.
And then some of their asses is going to get wiped out. And nothing is working for these folks. That's why
Thank you, Queen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. Y'all, since they came out of lockdown, tell me what has worked. What has worked for them since they came out of lockdown?
Nothing. We've been seeing stuff globally. Floods. My son told me the other night.
Shortages. No one's applying for the jobs. People are resigning at record numbers. People are just, nobody wants to be out here working for these but low wages they've been offering all this time. See, they got away with offering these low wages for decades, giving people money they couldn't even live on. They ain't getting away with that no more.
My son told me the other day, you probably know Lisa, and my son, my youngest son, and he don't really keep up with stuff like this. He said they got a super bad flood over in Germany.
Yeah, they got a bad one over in China too.
Yeah, stuff is not working out for these folks. Like
Queen, guess what? I've been looking at the sky, and for the last few days, I kept saying, boy, it looks so hazy outside. This is the smoke from that bootleg fire. It's traveled all the way to the East Coast. Every single day has been hazy in the sky. So yeah, it's a mess, y'all.
They can't even. These people want to run off and have a vacation and not deal with unquote reality and stuff. They can't even make it to Reno, Lisa.
No.
The fires are so bad up there. We checked. They shut the roads down.
No, I tell you what, I looked at that bootleg fire. It was like, it was probably under 100,000 square. Yes, that per acre. When I woke up this morning, that thing is 400,000 square acres.
Wow.
Overnight.
Wow.
And they said the wind is blowing and conditions are dry because they're going through a drought. And y'all saw what Lake Mead looked like. That shit is drying up.
Did you hear about did you hear, Lisa, did you get that email from one of our subscribers talking about the earth wobble? The globe is wobbling.
Oh, the globe has been wobbling for a long time.
And I remember you had did a video on it a couple of years ago. And see, things are not in balance, and Yahweh is going to put it back in balance. But in order for it to be balanced, we're going to be affected by it.
So, well, a lot of these people got to be put where they belong before everything can happen. And that's in the works right now. So, look, the bottom line is, y'all, we are really, truly at the end. I know sometimes I get tired of it. I do.
I know.
That's when I have to pray the most. I'm like, boy, I'm getting real frustrated over this. It's hard sometimes. It's hard, especially when you keep seeing the killing and everything going on. You wish you could just make it in right now, but there's a process, and we're gonna make it through. We're gonna all make it.
But what we're seeing, because we're always researching stuff. We don't put everything out. Is that when we say things are not working out for them, every single day, a cop is getting caught, going to jail. The number one death for police is coronavirus.
Wow, can you imagine this Delta hitting these police departments?
It's paying the lining out there. They got a whole website dedicated to the law enforcement that have died through the United States. And it goes back to what I was saying. They don't want to give us what's due to us, our reparations. So I have been saying, not doing right by us, thinking nefarious thoughts. You don't even have to execute these nefarious thoughts. They paying for it because we're seeing it every day.
Yeah,
You start checking the news real deep, stuff that they don't want to report, stuff, nothing is running smooth. They'll try to open up a business or reopen it. They'll do like a re-grand open. I seen a lot of that up here, Lisa. A re-grand open, right? They'll do a re-grand open and it gets shut down within 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're still closing a bunch of restaurants and stuff around here because they don't have the workers to keep it open. Yeah. Black Cobra Ninja 5, thank you so much for the super chat. Exactly, our bone density expands with the full moon and space, and their density do not. Yeah, but you know what? You know why we fit in up there? Because everything in outer space is melanin. Yeah. We are melanin. That's why we don't have any problem going up and down if we really wanted to.
Yeah. In fact, when at nighttime, when you're looking up at the sky at night, you're looking at melanin. It's jet black.
That dark sky.
That dark sky. The
melanin is the way of life. So if you don't have that,
go look it up. The sun is carbon black.
I mean, the whole universe is melanin. What the hell does that tell you? We belong here. We really, truly do belong here.
And you can look at the sun, and some I haven't did it yet, but some of our folks said when they look at the sun, they see the black sun. You can actually see it.
But when you go up in the universe, every time they show you those satellite shots, it's completely dark up there.
Yeah,
it's dark. It's all melanin.
That's all what we looking at and stuff. And they gonna tell us about our stuff. One thing that I will be informing y'all about real soon, and on my channel, and I'm gonna consistently be doing this. Retrograde is right around the corner, faster than I have ever seen in my life. And this next retrograde gonna last 60 days. Normally retrograde lasts about 40 to 42 days, and it's increasing. The intensity is increasing. And the reason why you're feeling the strong effects of retrograde is because the other planets, some of these planets have not been in retrograde since the 80s. And so it's a lot of planets at once, along with planet Mercury, because planet Mercury is in retrograde every 90 days and stuff. We're feeling all these magnetic forces, and this is all about the paradigm shift. This is all about coming out of our captivity. This is all about these prophecies being fulfilled and stuff. But I can tell you this next retrograde, you think that last retrograde was rough? This next retrograde
it is. I got to tell y'all about something that's going to be happening starting tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, we got the buck moon, or some people call it the thunder moon.
Lord,
it is going to appear in the sky like a blood moon for the next 3 days. So it's going to start on Friday and end on Sunday. So if you get a chance to get out there, just take a look up in the sky, and it's going to be visible all over North America and Europe. You'll be able to see this for the next 3 days. So it's going to have like an orange reddish hue.
Wow.
And you'll see it up in the sky. I mean, to me, these are all signs against this place. It really is.
Yeah. And what I've learned was studying this stuff, the enemy gonna tell us about our stuff. And what I mean by this is that was one of the first things that they went for and took. We got some of our folks that literally say there is no planets. That's how messed up some of us have been, that they said it ain't no planets out there.
And what they'll say, Queen, is planets are not mentioned in the Bible. They done took so much out of the Bible. You don't know whether they got those books or not. They have
Yeah.
stolen so much and hid so much information. You don't know. It could have mentioned planets. Okay, but when it did, they ripped those chapters out. You don't have everything. I know many of our people think they got everything. If you can say that, then you trust the Catholic Church, because they're the ones picking and choosing what's in the Bible and what's not. So, in my opinion, that's your way of saying you trust the Catholic Church.
Yeah, and all they do is lie. Them the ones that were very instrumental in putting us in slavery. You know, I try my best not to say UFOs out of respect to ourselves, because they saying that's an unidentifying object. Those are our chariots that we see out there. But one thing, Lisa hit me to this. One of our subscribers had an encounter where they thought that they seen the mothership, and it was really Lucifer coming at somebody thinking they seen that mothership, because the more that guy started describing it, Lisa was like, that ain't it. That ain't it. So we got to be careful about like one thing that in Prince, he didn't like this, those holograms where they'll do these concerts and they'll do it up in the sky, and they even fool some Africans, making them think
Oh, that made me sick.
yeah, it really
They put a Virgin Mary up in the sky, and these Africans went buck wild. A white Virgin Mary up in the sky, and they lost their damn minds. Jumped, some of them dropped to the ground and started bowing down. It was sick watching that.
Yeah, it really was, and they was crying and all that kind of stuff. So we have to be careful. I think, because I often talk about us being empaths, I think we will feel something where we'll know. Yeah, the blue the Project Blue Beam, that's the same thing. And stuff like that. We got to be very
thank you, Jacob, for that, because that I totally forgot about that. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, like I said, times will get tough. And look, there's no guarantee how we're going to get through this thing. But one thing, he said, those that endure to the end will win. And that's all we got to focus on. Don't worry about the things going on in this world, because as we go on, it becomes less and less important, doesn't it? It becomes less and less, because sometimes when I look at the news now, Queen, I find myself sitting in front of the TV and I'm going, I don't give a shit about that. I don't care about that. I'm starting to say that more and more when I'm watching the news. Because I'm just telling you, you'll care less.
They trying to tell us what we should focus on, like them Peckerwoods that just went so-called out of space, and they was all gleeful, but they were being vain. I heard one of them spend $28 million. What $28 million could do for some poor people.
Yeah, but they're not made like that, Queen.
I know they're not made like that.
They ain't made like that.
Their level of vanity and the stuff that's going on in this world. There's a food shortage and stuff. You know what? Don't wait for this country to tell you this. To the best of your ability, stock up on food, stock up on water, toilet paper, everything you need. Keep stocking up. Don't let this country tell you shit. Do it on your own accord.
Right. The shortages are going to get worse, y'all. They ain't going to be stopping anytime soon. In fact, when I did those videos, they said it's indefinite. So whatever you can get it. Get it.
Yeah. That's what we've been doing. We just been every month just adding something to the point now we having to stock it up in our garage and everything. We went as far as we bought a generator. We also went as far as buying we got extra coals, so if the power go out, we can go outside and cook on the grill. We got to be ready. And one thing that I keep emphasizing to y'all, and it's gonna happen, when the plumbing and all that stuff shut down, there's gonna be a window where you can fill up your tub And you got to remember that you got all that water in your hot water heater. Don't use your toilet. Put a brick or something on top of it. Sanitation becomes an issue after 3 days, that you're going to have to get like real inventive. If you got some shovels, you might have to do what you got to do and cover it up and just keep the environment clean. I'm trying to tell y'all something I know.
And one person wrote here something very pertinent. Jennifer Bassett, thank you for putting this here. Buy a butane stove with butane cartridges. Yeah, they cost about $20.
Yes,
that's cheap. Let me tell y'all something. I got 5 of those babies. I got 5 of them. So if the power goes out, and especially if you are in a home with an electric stove, you'll still be able to cook for yourself.
That's what I need to get. I don't have any butane.
I have some. And they are excellent to have. They really are.
I put it to you like this. This is what we need. We need to also have some items where we can survive in our car. You just never know where you're going to be. And when I say that, it don't hurt to have like maybe a case of bottled water, some granola, have a first aid kit and stuff like that. And I've been emphasizing this like heavily. Get you a utility knife. Have that utility knife where you can reach it, because you might have to cut yourself out of your vehicle. And also have a long, not a short, a long claw hammer under your seat. If you get a short hammer, you're going to be the hammer. See, I have a construction background, so I know what I'm talking about. And those 2 things are important. You might have to beat your way out of your vehicle or cut your way out of your car. And in all of our vehicles, that's what we have. We have a hammer under the seat, a long claw hammer, and just an inexpensive. We bought them from the Dollar Tree.
Darlene X, yes, the little grills, the little table grills, they're good because you can burn either wood or charcoal in that. So that's always good to have.
And you can stay warm. Yeah.
Those you don't want to do that stuff inside though, and that's what happened in Texas when they got hit with that winter storm. Some of them brought the grill on the inside of the house.
Yeah, and
you can't do that. You can't do that. I don't care what time of the year it is. And some of those deaths did not have to happen. I think they lost over 700 during that winter storm. Damn. And quite a few of those people tried to bring grills, and some did, and light up those grills inside the house. You cannot do that inside of a house.
Some people did that mess down there in Chicago where it got real cold and killed all these babies in the house.
Yeah. Kill everybody in the house.
Yeah. And you have
that's carbon monoxide. You're going to kill everybody.
Yeah, it'll kill you real quick and stuff. Some folks don't be thinking, don't be burning nothing in the damn.
The problem is and I understand. I'm not going to be completely hard on them. Some people are not used to that kind of cold. So when it hit them and they never experienced it, they didn't know what to do. They seriously did not know what to do. And I understand that. And I don't know whose idea it was to shut the power off in the height of a winter storm. That person needs to have their ass torn out.
Well, you know what? This is the things that we're going to continue, like you were saying, Lisa, that we're going to continue to see in Texas. See, Texas is dealing with heat waves too. And remember what happened in the months ago when it froze up on their tail and their infrastructure was exposed. Pipes was busting everywhere. A pipe busted in my cousin's house. She had a picture
that whole apartment building's pipe, all the pipes burst. And I was like, well, damn, what kind of piping did they put in there? And then I think what really got me was when I saw their they have those big fans, those big giant fans outside. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know those utility fans.
Those wind fans, yeah. And the ones here in New York, even when we got down in single digits, and the ones in New Jersey was still turning. As soon as it got cold in Texas, them babies stopped working. That should not have happened. That should never. Those wind turbines are supposed to turn in all kinds of conditions and weather. They're not supposed to stop like that.
Yeah.
And every single one stopped.
I had did a couple of videos, Lisa, during this summer. They had a heat wave, the power was shut off, and then people burning up in their house. So they going from one extreme to the next. First it was cold, and then on top of that, that sewage. See, some of them pipes ain't revealed themselves, and the hotter it get, something is going to be revealed because of the extremism.
Yeah. Now, everybody, I got another live stream. I know I'm running over on this one.
Oh,
so that's okay. This is not your fault. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and conclude this. I have to get to my live stream, and y'all stay tuned. I got some excellent videos that are coming out this evening that I want each and every one of you to see. Okay. They are, like Queen said, juicy, juicy, juicy.
Yes.
They are good. So
I don't know what's going on, but I'm excited. I can't wait to watch them.
Okay, y'all. So
all right, Lisa.
I'll see you over on the other live stream. Peace, family. Shalom.
All right.